So the question that I get asked a lot, which is why I think you're so perfect to have this conversation with, is how do we navigate relationships as women with big ambitions? And can we lean into our feminine in relationships? So let's get into all the juicy.
Yeah, let's get into that. Thank you for asking that. And for those of you who are watching, I would think identify as a strong, powerful, motivated woman, right? And it takes the right man to be able to hold that power, ladies. And yes.
And not be intimidated and scared.
Yes.
And or put you down and make you feel less than.
Yes, all of that. And I think Nita and I are both just relating so much to each other, and probably many of you, is that it's hard to find, but it is possible because you are a unicorn, and your man out there or your partner out there is a unicorn as well, right? So it's really important for you to know that you're probably going to go through the relationships where you're going to find a partner who is intimidated, who doesn't even know they're putting you down, but it's an unconscious programming or perhaps a narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah, can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, let's
dive in. Yeah, let's do it.
Because I think narcissism and the word narcissist is so thrown around. That's like, he didn't call me back, he's a narcissist. Like, ladies, not everybody's a narcissist.
Yeah, can you define?
Yes. So what I find interesting is one of my therapists back in the day had told me that narcissistic personality disorder was actually was properly diagnosed and more diagnosed than even like bipolar disorder, any of those other disorders. It was so prominent that they actually had to remove it from the psychology books as a personality disorder because it was so prominent.
Like overused, basically.
Not just overused, but so many people suffer with narcissistic personality disorder that's actually on the rampage. Like it's completely like,
okay,
it was
like off the charts, basically.
Off the charts. So they're like, well, we just need to check this out because like there's so many people that are. And narcissists generally have one or more parents that are emotionally abusive or not available. For them. So if one or more of your parents was an addict, or one or more of your parents withheld love, or one or more, so you create essentially this personality to be able to navigate and
to protect yourself.
It's really quite sad. And narcissists from getting hurt. And it's the sad thing is it's not curable. It's like one of those things that it's just, and without getting too woo.
You could get woo.
Okay. So from I being a empath, which you are and many of us are.
Yes.
Until we get to a certain level, I believe, in our spiritual curriculum, in our spiritual journey.
Which you are just amazed. I mean, you hold so many people through so many different avenues and realms, 3D, 5D, all the Ds. But you still bring it back to reality.
Yes.
Which I love.
Which we have to, because we live in the third dimensional construct, 3D. So often, and that's a whole other tangent, but often people in my realm in the spiritual industry are way too in the 5D and they don't have a foot in the 3D and their lives aren't working because they don't take responsibility. They don't go into action and they just sit in the room and meditate, hope, wish, and want their life's going to change and play the victim to their circumstances in their life. So
isn't that the freaking opposite of what they're trying to do in the world anyways?
It is. The sense of entitlement is something that I talk about a lot in my Lightworker community. So at any rate, backing it up to the narcissist. It's that I grew up in a mentally, verbally abusive home. My mom is mentally ill. She's never been properly diagnosed because in order to be diagnosed, you have to actually admit you have a problem. So that is one area. A narcissist is unwilling to take responsibility, i.e. say sorry, unless there's a gain for them involved in that. Right. And it's everyone else's fault. Right?
Always everyone
Always, no matter what. To this day, my mother has never said she was sorry for any of the experiences that I was put through as a child. And it's all perfect because I gained so much and I wouldn't be who I am today. So unfortunately, the problem with narcissists is it's always your fault. And they treat you differently at home than they treat you in public.
Yes.
And they put on a show, a mask, a facade, a different personality to everyone around you.
True.
So everybody thinks you're crazy. He is such a nice guy, but she's such a cool chick. She's so chill. She's so this. but really they're a complete Jekyll, Mr. Hyde at home.
Yeah.
So I would say up until this boyfriend, every single one of my boyfriends has been a narcissist.
Every single one.
Every single one, except for maybe the ones that I didn't stay in relationship with because I didn't have to fix them.
Right. Oh my gosh. And as empaths.
And as empaths, you take on their energy. So I'd have a lot of problems in my womb. The last relationship I was in was extremely mentally, physically, emotionally, financially abusive. So much narcissism in that human. However, the way that he shows up to the community, to everyone else, is a complete opposite.
Completely different person.
Of the man he was behind closed doors. And so that's why it's so hard for those you love or people around you to understand it, because they're literally seeing two separate people.
They're like, wait, no, that's not the
that's
person
not
that
my
I hang out with.
experience of him.
Right.
And I'm like, meanwhile. So it's a great experience.
And it makes you kind of feel like you're crazy
Oh, no,
for
no,
the
no,
person who is like going through it. Because you and I both have had narcissistic partners. So yes.
No, you do feel like you're going crazy. At one point I was like borderline suicidal because you keep thinking it's your fault because they're such master manipulators. And especially us as coaches who are always looking for ways to take responsibility.
Because we're really good at that.
We're really good at
we've
taking
done the work
responsibility.
and we're doing the work.
But if you find a partner that doesn't know how, you end up taking responsibility for yourself and for them. And therefore they never actually have to take
They don't
responsibility.
need to take responsibility.
Because you take it for all of them. And add a little bit of codependency on there and then a little bit of empathic. And you're in a recipe for disaster and pain.
A beautiful cocktail for constantly like holding on
Yeah.
and not letting go.
Yeah.